Now, first off, is this election going to usher in a new era of Tunisian politics?
Well, I think it's very interesting that an outsider who, to all appearances, is absolutely squeaky clean, which is extremely important. He may be austere, he may be socially conservative, he undoubtedly is. But to make him a pawn of the Islamists, I think, is just stretching belief a bit far. But he is squeaky clean. And the problem of Tunisian politics, quite apart from anything else, is there's a total dysfunctional constitution where the powers of the president and the National Assembly are not clearly defined, and the former president, Béji Essebsi, abused his position for 4 years. Secondly, the level of corruption has grown a lot in recent years. And of course, it must be noted that Mr. Karoui is the ultimate insider. He's played fast and loose with Nahda, with Béji Essebsi. He is very close to Berlusconi. He has an extremely sulphurous reputation. And whatever the truth of the allegations, it would be difficult to present him as a squeaky clean offer for the future of Tunisia. In many ways, he represents part of the establishment, which the voters have rejected.
So then tell us more about some of the challenges then that are facing Saied as president. You talked about some of them in your last answer.
Well, first of all, one has to note that the president has the responsibility for security, which is in good hands. I can't imagine him changing that, and foreign affairs. But the question of the conduct of the country's economic and social policies rests with the government. Now, we have no idea what kind of coalition Nahda, which got 19%, the Islamists 19% of the vote last week, is going to be able to cobble together. So the president, in a sense, is a father figure. And this rigid, older man, in a way, represents very well a part of Tunisia the foreign media and think tanks don't often see. Tunisia is socially a very conservative country, despite the fact that women have more equal rights than in neighboring Arab countries. It's a very socially conservative country. But the main thing is he's clean. And I think that a lot of young people who voted for him because they're utterly disgusted with the way the Islamist Nahda and the former president Béji Essebsi just played footloose with money. And part of the establishment is perfectly okay, but there's just too much money, too much corruption. And for many people, Mr. Karoui, rightly or wrongly, is the embodiment of everything which is wrong in Tunisian politics.
They said a lot of young people came out to vote. And also, we see from the results, 76% is how much of the vote that Saied has gotten. Does that mean that the youth have actually what does that mean as to what the youth have spoken for in this vote?
Well, first of all, we have to wait to see how the regional vote played out. Did he get most of his votes from poorer parts of the country or the south? That may well be the case. But basically, he doesn't seem to be an abrasive figure, given his views on certain social issues. The question of equality and inheritance, for instance, the former president said he wanted to have a debate on this. For many Tunisians, it's not the problem of the moment, irrespective of whether it would be a good thing or a bad thing. It really is not high on the priority list. It may excite European human rights people, but it doesn't excite most Tunisians. And therefore, one's got to look at the economic situation. Tunisia was hailed as the model economic country before 2011 by the World Bank. And then lo and behold, when Ben Ali left, we discovered it was a vastly predatory regime. Then we have the representative, the head of the mission, the EU mission on the election, saying this is a model democracy. Well, in terms of the way the security forces behaved and the conduct of the poll, it is a model democracy. But the way the judiciary behaved, the way the power is still in the hands, the assets are in the hands of the people who held them in 2011, and you can add to that quite a few people who are basically mafiosi. And in this context, Nahda has just got its noose in the trough, and they've profited by it. So this man who is rigid, maybe he can actually re-give faith to Tunisia. Much will depend on the team he has round him at the presidency, and this we will know soon enough.